Hi there, Internet. It's Anthony, and I'm about to do another reaction to The Walking Dead. This is Season 3, Episode 14, Prey. And hopefully, this episode we'll get to see for sure what choice Rick is going to make in terms of this whole sacrificing Michonne situation. And maybe we'll even get started with this war that has been building up these last few episodes. So, let's go ahead and get into it. The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 14, Prey. Ooh, pretty. That looks like the same one from the beginning. Yeah, is this a flashback? Yeah, this must be a flashback. Because I was thinking that looked like the same one they had in the beginning of the season. It came from the trenches. They got it out the mud.
Guys are getting restless again. Did they attack? Did you hunt them down? Or did you know them?
Wow. She knew these people? Wait, is one of them... Didn't she mention seeing... Wait.
What they got.
Oh.
They weren't human to begin with.
So I guess she wasn't on good terms with them. Because I remember in Clear, she mentioned still seeing or talking to somebody, like her brother or someone. This guy is trying to set up for some kinky stuff.
How many are going out?
Everybody.
Whew! That is a large weapon.
I thought there was a deal on the table.
Sure, it's just a precaution, a show of force.
Andrea's almost starting to seem a little delusional, thinking there's really gonna just be a peaceful deal made in this situation.
Do you still believe the biters have some spark in them, huh? Of who they were?
I think so.
And that was my daughter, wasn't it?
Ooh.
Was it?
Still no proof that there's any little bit of them left, though.
Okay, so you kill the governor, then you get shot, then Martinez takes over. What then? Killing the governor doesn't save your friends.
At least Martinez doesn't have the same vendetta.
Just relax.
How am I gonna relax if you keep telling me to relax?
Good point. Yeah, he does need to
close.
practice.
You wanna do this?
I have been.
Ooh. It just goes to show
You're
how
wasting ammo.
this is not easy at all. And they be making it look so easy.
He's planning worse. I gotta get out of here, and you should too.
Look, you're rattled, exhausted. Just put the knife down.
Y'all should listen to her. I really like them though, because they understand nobody has to get hurt. Like, she put out a knife, he was like, okay, it's fine. We don't have to kill each other over this.
We shouldn't have let her go.
What do you want me to do? Shoot her?
Like, really. It's like, what would have been the point in that?
She was out there all winter. Alone. Can you imagine?
She was not alone. Stop
Only
lying.
had the biters.
I'm tired of this guy and his lies.
Like what?
I don't know. Like what panicked her?
No.
Yes, that's right. Don't tell him.
I hope this doesn't affect us.
Better hide. Hopefully they don't notice her movements over there. Because if they do, she's gonna be pretty screwed with all of them. Whoa, whoa there, buddy. Oh man. I hate it when these things be being accidentally smart. Like, oh my gosh. Maybe they're just smarter than you think. Oh, nice. Hurry up, look around. These survival skills are crazy. Like, amidst all the fighting walkers and fighting for their lives, these people have to somewhat just feel cool about themselves. All the stuff that they're learning to do and all this, all the things that they're managing to accomplish, like getting in that situation and still making it out alive. You have to just take a second and feel cool about that after you do that, right? No matter how much your life was or is presently in danger.
I don't think we be feeding people to biters.
And what do you care? They're rats.
This is sick.
See, these two definitely belong with Rick's group. Ooh, spine buster. This is pretty tense. Don't let him Shane you, man. Like, this is like what Shane did to Rick. If he goes and kills this guy, it's gonna be just like that. And I know that wouldn't be just like what Rick did to Shane. I know somebody might try to take that literally, but obviously what Rick did to Shane was a very different situation there, considering how Rick just literally had no other choice. Yeah, I was just about to say, you better go prone. Who's driving? Is that just... It's still them, right? Oh, that's... Oh, snap, it's the governor. Okay, this does feel like it's about to be a really cool location for a scene, though. With her hiding from him. They got the whole close quarters thing going on. Whoa, that startled me.
Suit yourself.
This guy is so crazy. Everybody's going crazy though, huh? He's definitely not the only person. Here he goes with his whistling again. Well, with that knife, since they're in such close quarters combat, she might have an advantage. If he just gets real up close on her. The shovel will be harder to use. He's purposely just trying to be creepy, dragging that thing around. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, whoa. That was a little bit of a fake out with the way they had that camera coming up on her. It was giving the sense like something was creeping up on her that way. Oh my gosh, what? Yeah, not the way to go. Maybe lure him in there. Ah, dang. Too late for that. Oh, she just let them out on him. Yeah. If only he was actually gonna die right there in the midst of all that, but we all know that's not gonna happen. But at least it'll keep him busy. Not that busy though. I think you still need to move a little bit faster, Andrea. Is that Milton? Why do I get the feeling that was just Milton? Well, that ruined their plan right there. Part of it. Ah. Home sweet prison. Oh man. Dang it. This is our first time even seeing Rick this episode, huh? Or anybody from his side of things. It almost felt weird for a second.
Did you find her?
No, look.
Just got word.
Wait,
Someone
what?
barbecued the pit biters.
Who?
We got a few shit stirrers in the bunch. Tyrese and his sister.
Pretty sure it wasn't them. Pretty sure it was Milton and not Tyrese. Or his sister.
I'd rather scare his people into leaving us alone than engaging in another fight. Try to save lives.
All this guy does is lie.
They're just for show.
You know, people are more afraid of a biter on a leash than a gun in their face. It's pretty effective.
What a crazy world. Still though, don't listen to him.
Just say that.
Exactly. Because his other guy isn't as good of a liar as him.
We don't discuss tactics with people that we don't really know.
Well, then why are you doing it right now?
I saw red. Won't happen again.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
So he knows they didn't do it? I mean, because it seems pretty obvious that they don't know anything about it.
Where did you get the gasoline?
Oh, he still thinks they did.
Come again?
Milton had enough, man. Yep, there you go, too.
It's a real shame about the pits.
You heard about that, huh?
He did it
I hope you
himself.
Find out who did it.
I'm pretty sure.
Already have.
And the show is making it pretty obvious that Milton did it, too. So, I wonder what's about to happen with that. Wait, what? Is that Andrea? Sheesh. Dang. He got her set up there. Dang, that episode actually felt like it went by kind of quickly. I didn't even realize it was already almost over at that point. But okay. So yeah, that was another episode, kind of like I forget which one it was. I think it was the third episode of the season where they just completely focused on the Woodbury camp. So that was kind of what this one more so was. We did get one little scene with Rick there, and it was so weird. It felt almost out of place because it was like, wow, we haven't seen anything of him or his group this whole episode. So it was weird seeing him there. I kind of feel like this episode continued this trend that I've sort of been talking about these last few episodes, where it feels like they have a pretty specific focus of what they want to cover and show in the episode, and they sort of strip away a lot of the other moving parts and other plots that would usually be going along. Not that there aren't other subplots happening, but it seems like they're all still kind of servicing the main thing that's going on. And I'm not necessarily saying that's always the best way to go about making an episode, but I felt like recently for The Walking Dead, that's really been working for them. Like, you know, of course, 2 episodes ago with Clear, with, you know, I really think that, first of all, I just want to say, I think that The Walking Dead is working at its best when the characters have a specific goal, and that specific goal kind of goes beyond just staying alive or, you know, accomplishing something that will help them stay alive. When they start to have goals, like, you know, in Clear, obviously on the surface they just wanted to go out and get the guns, but, you know, it was also a very big thing that episode was, you know, Rick talking with Morgan, and, you know, I guess having that sense of wanting to, you know, repay him, show him his gratitude, and also maybe kind of redeem himself for maybe feeling like he messed up and didn't help Morgan the way he should have. And Carl had the whole mission of wanting to, you know, get the picture for Lori. Then in the last episode where, like, you know, the characters Rick and the governor were trying to work things out, not really, and, you know, kind of musing about what it means to be a leader and how they're doing as leaders, while the rest of the characters, we were kind of seeing them interact with each other from the different groups and seeing that it was possible to get along. That was kind of the central focus of that episode. And then this episode, it was all kind of based around Andrea's escape and, you know, her kind of desire to get back to the place where she truly feels like she belongs, and kind of she's having this awakening where she's really starting to realize just how messed up this place is. So it kind of just goes beyond like, oh, I'm trying to get out to survive, but it feels more like it's also like she's trying to be true to herself and she's trying to do the right thing. So I really like that they based that episode pretty much completely around that, and we were following Andrea for most of the time, and even when we weren't directly following Andrea, we were looking at other characters talking about things that had to do with Andrea or had to do with the reasons why Andrea was leaving the Woodbury camp. So they didn't bounce a lot back and forth between the prison and Woodbury this time. Like I said, they only showed the prison one time, and it was just when, you know, Andrea was walking up there. So everything was through Andrea this episode, and I thought that was a really interesting way to do it. And it felt like, because we were seeing things so much through Andrea, it's like the governor, now that Andrea is really starting to see him for who he truly is, I feel like we started to get a little bit of more of a solid look at who he is as well. I don't know the best way to say that, but it feels like before we've been seeing that he's crazy, but also, you know, it kind of feels like every now and then they'll kind of let us get in his head and, you know, see where he's coming from and see why he's doing what he's doing, which is great. Obviously, you're supposed to do that. But sometimes it's good to, you know, just go ahead and let the bad guy be bad. And it felt like this episode, that's what they really did with the governor. We could, like, that scene where he and Andrea were stuck in the, you know, abandoned place, and well, not stuck there, but Andrea was hiding from him there in the abandoned place, was just like so tense. Like, you know, I mean, everything about how claustrophobic it was, and, you know, just, I mean, it felt like the way that they shot it and the way that they edited it, the way that they lit it, all of it just lended to this really big sense of, you know, like danger and tension. But what really sold it was the way that the governor was basically just channeling like his inner psychopath serial killer, like out here dragging the shovel along the ground and whistling and whispering to Andrea, talking about, Andrea, come home, you belong with us, and all that. Like, they just made him out to be like a straight up scary movie villain this episode. And that was pretty cool to see. And then, you know, her almost getting out and seeing the prison off in the distance and it feeling so hopeful and everything seeming so good. And then he just grabs her at the last second. Like, that's the type of stuff. It feels like that whole episode, we were building up to that. We were hoping she'd get to the prison, and then it's just snatched away from us. And I just love it when they manage to, you know, keep that type of, you know, intentionality behind what they're doing and really build something up like that just to snatch it away. I just really like that. It felt like this episode just it was a wake up call for a lot of characters too. You know, that was the other, or, you know, it was pretty much the same theme as Andrea. It's like, you know, all these characters are starting to kind of realize where their heart really what their heart really lays, you know, what their heart really believes in. The ones that truly do follow the governor at this point, they seem to really truly follow him. But we're starting to see a lot of characters maybe come around a bit. Obviously Tyrese and his is that the lady that he's with, his sister, they say? I forget. Anyway, so Tyrese is you know, Tyrese and his sister is starting to realize that things are not what they seem necessarily. And then Milton seems to be starting to realize how crazy the governor is. That's why it was pretty much, I think, in that last scene between Milton and the governor, confirmed that Milton is the one that burned the bodies. So all of that was cool to watch too, and it felt like it ran really parallel to what Andrea was discovering. So I thought that was pretty nice. And I think those were a lot of seeds that are gonna pay off later down the road. Obviously, already what Milton has done with burning the walkers is a big advantage. But I feel like with Tyrese and his sister, it's a situation where right now they're still on the other side. But I definitely expect that maybe in like the season finale, they're going to be one of the pivotal factors that, you know, the last minute they decide, no, this is not right. And they help the other side and they do something that, you know, really kind of maybe, you know, changes the tide or whatever, and, you know, puts Rick's group in the advantage. So I thought that was a really nice seed that they sort of planted there for that. One thing that was a little just random to me this episode was the cold open. And I mean, I guess I get what they were doing with it, you know, kind of going back and showing you know, Andrea and Michonne back then, and showing that, you know, that's what Andrea came from, basically. And I guess and the more I say it out loud, the more I can see how that, you know, ties into the theme as well. Like I was just talking about, Andrea sort of realizing, you know, what is truly for her and how she truly feels about all this. And, you know, that type of connection that she had with Michonne was real. The type of connection she had with Rick and them at the prison is real. And so even when she's out in the woods just stuck with Michonne like that, that's a much more realer connection. It's more authentic, and it's more just, you know, good-willed, it seems, than everything that they got going on over there in Woodbury with the governor. So from that standpoint, I can understand how just showing that contrast between that and everything that's happening at Woodbury was useful for that in the cold open. But it did kind of set up something for me that I guess didn't happen, which was I thought maybe that was going to be kind of like a, you know, a precursor to something happening with Michonne this episode as well, or something between Michonne and Andrea, because it felt like they were kind of alluding to maybe some other type of background with Michonne there, or like, I don't know. So I guess that was just an instance where in my mind I thought they were setting something up, and I thought I was expecting something, and that didn't happen. So I guess that's not really a, you know, a knock at it or anything, because it just wasn't what I was predicting, basically. But thinking about it out loud, I can definitely see how that cold open even tied in with the overall theme and everything that was happening in this episode. But it looks like Andrea's entire escape attempt was for nothing, because now she's still just, you know, locked up in Woodbury in a much worse position, because, you know, the governor has her like chained up in his little dentist chair or whatever it was. So that sucks for Andrea. I can't wait to see where that's going and how she's going to get out of that. And we only have 2 episodes left of this season, so we're getting pretty close to the conclusion here. I have no idea what to expect other than somebody's probably going to die, maybe a few people. I mean, would it really be The Walking Dead if that doesn't happen? But overall, yeah, I'm excited. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode or my thoughts or anything like that. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, head on over to Patreon for the full uncut reactions weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule. And until next time, I'll see you all later.